Hello and welcome. We have a new product. It's in this box. The Mahancris Guitar Stand. It's quite heavy. I'll have to build this into the tower of glory it's meant to be. Holding, I believe, 5 guitars and 2 basses on either end. And I get to put my vague miscellaneous widget objects on top. And perhaps a record player. Anyway. Inside the box is a piece of styrofoam. You may keep this if you wish. Then, what appears to be some legs or part of the frame. We'll put that nearby. Another piece of the frame. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to place them all sequentially out onto the floor and then see from the top what it is. So shelf, I'll do that and be right back. And pow, it's done. I've arranged everything from the box to the floor. And let's see if I can't point out what each one is. You also have the manual here with the names of everything and how it's supposed to look in the end. See? So it seems that in this bag here would be all of the screws and stuff, but let's start from the beginning and go through it page by page, cruelly, slowly, terrifyingly, agonizingly slow. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to follow these instructions, and then I'll pause, and then bit by bit, I'll build this up so that it doesn't take too long. But it looks like, basically, that this comes as a kit that you put together with instructions. This is how it looks in the end. It looks like all the pieces are here. It was packed very nicely inside the box. So I'm going to de-sleeve them all from their plastic sheaths and start to arrange it and build it and take occasional jumps back in when is relevant. Forehead. I'll be right back. Bah! And we have everything arranged. Like magic, isn't it? So everything is numbered or lettered, and I think I can bring you closer to show you. So let's just unclip you here. But everything has a number to show what part of the step or what process in the manual it is. So each has a number, and that's going to according to the number here. Pretty clean. So everything is arranged. We know where everything is. We're going to follow the steps in the manual, and step by step, we'll build it, and it'll start to look more like the end product over time. So I'll be right back with the next step. Bam! There's the first piece finished. All I've done here is connect the 2 number 1 boards that are at the top of the shelf there, and use number 3, both of them, as the rebar upon which the 9 slabs sit. And we've used a bunch of bolts and the included hex key to tighten them on. Next, I assume, is to put these on the legs and to start building out the frame. So I'll be right back after I've completed that, because it takes quite a while, you know. The 2s have been attached, and the 6s and 7s have been sewn on. With bolts, the number B's to be precise. We're going to continue evolving our creature until it is a full adult. Let's continue. Wham, bam, thank you, Sam. Here are the longer legs. Here are the braces that are supposed to keep the legs from falling. Looking good so far. Like a tall man, upside down, with his head on the ground. Gonna use him as a guitar stand and a mount. Let's finish him up. All right. The extra little handles there to hold the necks of the guitars have been installed, along with a back brace here. So now everything's sturdy, nothing wobbling around. I made sure to screw everything nice and tight so that nothing will be loose and fall away. I will do the rest in a second. All right, so I finished building it. I added on little legs. I screwed these on it was quite a process, and it took a little while. And left over are these, which could be used to put the hooks themselves on the wall. So I'm going to flip this back over with one arm, because of course I am. And here's the shelf in its entirety. Back this up. All right, that's what that looks like. It took me a little while to put that together. They had this tiny hex key. They had small screws. Each of these took a while, putting everything together, making sure everything was lined up just right. So if you're prepared to put that all together, and you think that this will look good with all my guitars and bass on it, which are over there, already on a stand, I'm going to move it all onto here, and we'll see what that looks like in a second. Be right back. There's one on right now. That's my heavy bass, my Schecter. And it's staying on. It's not overweighing the side of the tower there. It's sticking on. So I'm going to put some other things on, including my Fender bass here. These are longer, so they wouldn't necessarily fit into here. Now, I'm not loving that there's no cushioning here, because my acoustic bass is almost touching the metal frame there. This is fine. It's hanging nicely enough. Everything's staying in place. It's not wobbling. I'm going to fill that out with my guitars. And all right, I have everything in the shelf now. I got a few of them. I even have an empty space still here. Now I can put another guitar. So I'll just show this from every little angle. You see that cat toy over there? That would also fit. You shouldn't be on the floor. Well, it can be. What do you think? I think it looks kind of nice. I took all of these out of my 5 space there. And now there's extra space for when I want to spend even more money on my guitars. Yay! Anyway, I'm glad I could build that over the course of however long that took, instead of doing that along the video, because that took quite a while. I might keep my guitars in this. While the building process is kind of long, I do like the end result. Now, one of my complaints is that there's not really a lot of cushioning. This is not a ton here, and this is like a tiny foam strip on the back here. This is like nothing, and then there's barely anything here, and my guitars will hit the frame if I'm not careful. The spacing is a little strange. They're pretty close together. This one, I kind of have to finagle in there because it doesn't actually have a bottom either. So I'm like putting it on the bottom and leaning it up against the frame here. It's not exactly simple to store these things. Anyway, good enough. So I'll keep that as it is and just move that into the corner. So maybe you'll see that in the background for another video. Anyway, that's been it. See ya.